What's going on, everybody? It's JBH here and welcome back to another video. And today, guys, I am finally back in Pennsylvania. So right now I'm in Hershey, Pennsylvania right now. And today we're actually going to go to the Hershey Story Museum. So I never actually did the Hershey Museum. It's always been here, but I just, never ever got the chance to do it. So today we're actually going to walk around and explore the museum. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get started. But as we approach, right that's Lisa's Cafe, so that's like right next door. But of course, right here we're gonna go into the main entrance right up here. But yeah. Oh wow, there's Milton Hershey. Wow, it's so nice in here. Looks like the museum experience is up there. And then over here, this is the museum shop, so we'll probably go to the shop then. But of course, right over here, Katie's over there. That's where the check-in is, where you get tickets for the museum. So right here's the pricing that they have.
Let me know if I can help you.
So this one's about his dad, I think. Yeah. They have some of the props they use. Elizabeth Snavely's coverlet, 1841, woven for Milton Hershey's grandmother. So here's Milton Hershey at the age of 7 in 1864. Another window. I like that quote. If you want to make money, you have to do things in a big way. And that was by Henry Hershey. And the clock here belonged to him. Henry Hershey is Milton's father, dreamed of being a writer. He later launched at least 17 business ventures, from mining and farming to selling oil, drilling equipment, all fizzled. A poor breadwinner, Henry Hershey, was 1829 to 1904, did leave his son a precious legacy, a love of knowledge and taste for adventure. Alright, but before we head in, this little house right here, this is supposed to be represents, where his home, his house when he was young growing up. But let's go inside. So this was one of the cradles they had back then. Milton Hershey, accidental confectioner. So here, this is one of the documents. They had a trade card and receipt. This is Joseph Royer's confectioner shop, where Milton Hershey apprentice operating in Lancaster from 1867 to 1910. Yes, because he was, apprentice, in Lancaster. I think the Lancaster Caramel Company, I believe. So candy display box, 1881, designed by Milton and Henry Hershey. Milton had to pay $350 to his father Henry for his rights to the box. Ended up declaring bankruptcy. I did know that he did, definitely, declared bankruptcy. How many times? One thing about Milton Hershey, he did fail how many times till he got successful. And that's one thing, in life, he will always have more failures than successes, that's just how the world works. But, I keep telling myself and to everyone out there, never give up. If you really truly want to do something, keep going for it, because, you'll get there. Right, but right here is about the Lancaster Caramel Company. After decades of travels and travails, ventures, and failures, Hershey returned to Pennsylvania in 1886 and founded the Lancaster Caramel Company. So yeah, he did, found Lancaster Caramel Company. But then Hershey developed his own recipe, but this was no one-man show. By 1894, he employed over 1,300 workers, claimed the largest caramel factory in the world, and had a subsidiary chocolate company. Try again. So right here is, of course, the timeline. So Milton Hershey, of course, was born in, 1857, and at age 14, he was the apprentice to a printer. And then Milton Hershey, you know, he opened his first, you know, candy shop in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Visit fails after 6 years. Then moves to Denver, Colorado, learn how to add fresh milk to caramels. Looks like he opens up a business in New York City in 1883, but then he closes and declares bankruptcy and returns back to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And then, of course, so we'll just keep going down. If you always want to pause the video, feel free to. But it's not till, well, he met Kitty in 1898, his wife Catherine, and it looks like by 1903 is when Milton Hershey finally breaks ground for the new chocolate factory, you know, which here now in Hershey, Pennsylvania. The factory begins manufacturing in 1905.
So with an eye towards starting his own business, he moved first to Chicago, and then New Orleans in 1882 and 83, and then back east to New York City before returning to Pennsylvania.
So over here, remember, pick up the phone and push a button. Listen as Milton Hershey talks about business, life, and candy. It's me, press. So you take the, remember these old phones.
Started with one big order from an importer in Great Britain.
It's got to be the wholesome milk in those caramels that does it. You're going to be known as the caramel king.
Maybe, but I don't think we can be content with simply selling caramels.
Where are you now, Barney?
I think I'll go to visit our branch in Chicago.
No problem.
My cousin Frank Snavely is managing things just fine, but let's just say we made him buy some chocolate making equipment at the World's Columbian Exposition.
So that's really cool. I'm not too sure if you heard that or not. Put it up to the best you can. But yeah, so now we're gonna go to the next room. Alright, so next is the Hershey Chocolate Company. We'll go through the doors right here. This is probably how they started making some of the, of course, the chocolate that we know.
At the 1893 Chicago World's Fair, Milton decided to bet on chocolate instead of on caramel, and he backed that bet with cash. On the spot, he bought $2,000 worth of chocolate-making equipment to be shipped to Lancaster when the fair ended. On returning home, he ordered an additional $3,500 worth of equipment.
Alright, and then of course when you get your ticket, they do give you this coin. Has a kiss on one side and of course H on the other side. And so as you just seen, we just watched one of those little videos. So each place there, you place the coin there and then a little story will appear. And they said there's about 5, and there's one special one at the end. And you can keep it or you can donate it, I believe. This is one of the machines, I guess, that you use to make the kisses. And of course, I'm not going to show you everything in here because you do need to come and enjoy an experience, you know, for yourself. So I'm not going to show you every single thing, but there is quite a bit to look in here. These are really cool. Give them the call. That's the best kind of advertising in the world, and that was by Milton Hershey. I said I really like this nice glass chandelier. It's really pretty. We're going to the Innovations Theater.
But in the end, it makes Hershey's chocolate super smooth. Milton Hershey wouldn't have it any other way. Before you leave this room, take a couple of minutes to look around and see how Hershey's innovations turned exotic cocoa.
Oh, Hershey used to have chewing gum. So these little things you press and they open. Hershey soap flakes. Oh, it's Hershey's Dairy, you know, ice cream. There's like some of the dairy from like the milk. But yeah.
Delicious? Of course. But Hershey also proclaimed that quality chocolate filled with nutritious milk and nuts wasn't a guilty pleasure, just a pleasure. It touted good chocolate as good food, with slogans such as a tasty lunch and more sustaining than meat.
I don't think we did. weekend special. Hershey Kisses span only 29 cents a pound. Then these are really cool. Like the cocoa nibs, cocoa beans. There's cocoa butter and chocolate liquor. Alright, looks like right here they have, you know, a big, huge timeline that keeps going probably all the way up till like today, as it goes all the way down yet. So probably a lot. So window display. So this was a storefront window display from 1921 and 1924 of what cocoa and chocolate, the standard quality. But now we're getting to Hershey builds Hershey. When Milton Hershey returned here in 1900, he didn't just build a factory. You know, he did build a community, you know, because he built, you know, he wanted a grander vision. He created cultural resources, parks, and education. So that's one thing about him. He also, you know, when he built the factory, he made a, you know, he built homes for his workers. Here's like a postcard from Milton and Kitty. View from our hotel. Here's like Milton Hershey's passport right here.
Hershey has been a remarkable community to live in. The success of this community,
Another postcard by some Kitty.
came straight from the vision of Milton Hershey. Think the town outside Chicago, which he named after himself.
You've probably heard that opposites attract. That was certainly true for Milton and Kitty Hershey. He was quiet and reserved. She was vivacious and sociable. He focused on building his business. She concentrated on designing their home and its gardens. Yet, each remains devoted to the other.
Alright, here's the canceled check to White Star Line. So Milton Hershey paid a deposit for passage on the ill-fated RMS Titanic. Urgent business matters that required his attention forced him to book an earlier voyage on the German passenger liner America. So right here is, yes, so in case you didn't know, Milton Hershey was supposed to go on the Titanic, but of course he couldn't, so we probably might not have what Hershey is today if he would have boarded that ship on that day in, you know, 1912. So the other town of Hershey. So schoolhouses park built by Milton Hershey sound familiar. They were highlights of his new town in Cuba. During World War I, sugar became scarce. To ensure a reliable supply, Hershey bought a Cuban sugar mill. In 1916, as in Pennsylvania, he built a thriving community with a school for orphan boys and even a professional, you know, baseball team. Every year. So this is cool that he had, you know, basically a town in Cuba, Central Hershey Sugar Mill in Cuba, 1925, the Workers Central Hershey, and then he had a school, and then Hershey Gardens in Cuba, and the Hotel Hershey in Central Cuba in 1920, and that's when Milton Hershey was going to Cuba in 1921. Alright, and then here's, of course, about Hershey Park. It's always been integral to the town, welcoming families, hosting concerts, even attacking wedding parties. From this window, you can see left to right Chocolate World, the sports arena, Great Bear, Stormers, Sarnland, Kissing Tower, and the Hershey Company headquarters. Here's what Hershey Park looked like in 1915. So right here is, of course, you know, where, of course, near where the arena was. The arena would be kind of over here. So this was, today it's known as kind of, you know, the Ice Palace, which is right here. So John Phillips is a concert band hall. And of course, there's the Kissing Tower. This was like a wedding in 1975. So if we look out, we can see, of course, there's Great Bear.
Fun.
You can see the park out there, and there's the Kissing
And
Tower.
excitement.
So you can see all of it out there. That's good that they put it right here. There's, a photo of Hershey Park rides from 1945 1960. Hershey Park's popular miniature railroad and the Whipperoo are visible in the foreground. The Comet and the Bug rides are in the background because Comet is, of course, the oldest, coaster at Hershey Park.
And then there's golf.
And of course, here's the Hershey Bars hockey team, but we later, of course, be known as the Hershey Bears, so they did change the name. Originally they were called the Hershey Bars. All right, one thing that was really sad that, Catherine Hershey, her life was really cut short. And by 1902, it was clear that Kitty was unwell. She was diagnosed with locomotor ataxia, I guess that's how you say it. It's a disease that affected her muscles. It caused pain. Eventually, she lost the use of a lot of her limbs. While returning home from Atlantic City, Kitty became ill and stopped in Philadelphia on March 25th, 1915. She died of pneumonia at the age of only 43. So yeah, that was definitely really young. But looks like they have a lot of items here. Looks like we have a tea set, some goblets, pocket watch by Milton Hershey, hand mirroring, and curling iron. Alright, but now we're getting in. Here's the Hershey's other candy king, which is Harry B. Reese. So he's the one, of course, we know about Reese's peanut butter cups. Of course, Hershey owns, Hershey, but while working at Hershey Dairy Farm, and it looks like in 1919, Reese found his true calling. If Hershey can sell a trainload of chocolate every day, he reasoned I can at least make a living making candy. So looks like he was born in 1879 on a farm in York County, Pennsylvania. Poppy Reese, armed with a third-grade education and an entrepreneurial spirit, had tried and failed at several ventures before taking the job at the dairy farm. But what inspired by Milton Hershey's example of success came swiftly. Because Reese's are definitely my favorite thing. Reese's peanut butter cups. But yeah, so this is more about Harry B. Reese and about his work about him making the chocolate for all the Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah, it's just a lot to look at. But like I said, we won't. Like I said, I'm not going to show you every single thing, but there's just a lot to look at. Alright, so looks like right here is a nice little photo op you could take. A picture right next to the Hershey Kiss. I think this is talking about the Hershey Theater, which is right across the street, like to the up a little bit. So this is kind of nice that they always do great shows at the Hershey Theater that they always have. Looks like this is the Butterfly House at Hershey Gardens, has remained a popular attraction since its opening in 1998. Right here it tells you about, of course, the Hershey Kiss streetlights, famous Kiss streetlights. In 1963, Samuel Hinkle, president of the Hershey Chocolate Corporation, had new streetlights in the shape of the iconic Hershey Kiss installed along Chocolate Avenue. The 55 wrapped and 52 unwrapped kisses are affectionately known as Hinkle's Twinkles. It is, of course, right there.
Mr. Hershey, how many years have you been in the candy business? 60 years. You're still active in the business? Indeed I am. You know, it seems to me that as long as I can remember, I've seen your chocolate bar on the candy counter. Yes, the Hershey bar has been on the market 30-odd years, and we were the first to introduce the almond bar.
So wow, so that was actually Milton Hershey's voice right there. You heard it was like a radio commercial over the radio when they were doing like an interview with him. He never did really too much because he was more quiet and reserved, where Kitty was more of the sociable one because he mostly focused on his business. So it's really good, you can hear his voice if you come to the Hershey Museum. And this quote that they do have outside in front of the entrance to Hershey Park that he has, one is only happy in proportion as he makes others feel happy. Definitely love that quote that Milton Hershey said. And like I said, you can see that right when you walk into the front of Hershey Park. They do have that right out front, that quote that he did say. All right, so then here at the very end, you can, you know, donate your coin to education, but it's temporary out right now. Culture, children, or the community. Let's see. I mean, I would probably do children just because that's what, you know, he's always been, you know, about helping with the Milton Hershey school. I mean, what do you think? You want to do that? Yeah. All right, we'll give it to the children. All right, so now we're all done with the museum. So now, of course, we're gonna go in the shop. Looks like they have some of the hats. Here's the Not Sorry Reese's hoodie. Graham Chocolate World has that one. Yeah, looks like they have lots of different shirts that they have. Look at this Loungefly they have. Or is it a Loungefly? No, I guess well, it's sort of like it, but it's a Hershey's. Anna Rolls. Of course, here they have lots of shot glasses, mugs, and tumblers. Here they have a lot of they have puzzles and different, you know, books to read if you want to learn more about the history of Hershey. So here they do have a candy dish. I believe my parents have one of these at home, like the Kisses one. Alright, looks like right over here the tasting, so you can do, you know, chocolate tastings as well. I know Chocolate World has tasting as well. I'm not going to do any tasting today. Mostly today we're just going to do the, we just come for the museum experience. Alright, but right here is, of course, the chocolate lab. So, of course, in there you can, you know, create different types of chocolate, I believe. You know, like just to create your own, see like your designs, chocolate. I don't think we're doing that today as well. Like I said, mostly we wanted to come just to do the museum experience. But right now we're in Lisa's Cafe right now. Alright, so it looks like here's the cafe. So they have breakfast. Right here is their menu for breakfast. Or they actually have lunch as well, you know. And they're only open until 2 o'clock. Looks like they have a Reuben, a Rachel. Looks like there's some good sandwiches. Have some wraps. Have some subs. Some salads. Pizza. So they have a lot of good stuff. There's some of the different cakes. They have chocolate mousse cake, mango mousse cake, peach pie. Ooh, there's chocolate peanut butter cake. Tiramisu, strawberry shortcake. So we got a table back here in the back. So I got the fried chicken wrap, of course, and I can substitute for fries, but normally comes with chips. So that's what I got. And Katie got the cheesesteak sub, and of course comes with chips. And then of course, what did you get?
The white chocolate latte.
White chocolate latte. Is that really good?
Mm-hmm.
How's your cheesesteak? Okay, and my wrap. Normally it comes with honey mustard, but I asked for ranch instead. So I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna try a bite of it. Definitely really good. I like the ranch. The ranch in it, definitely. Yeah, I mean the honey mustard would have been nice, but I just wanted ranch. I like have it with ranch. I think the ranch dressing is really good inside of it, and the chicken's really cooked well. Also right there, that's shredded mozzarella, and that's really good. Alright guys, but now we are leaving the story, so that was really fun to do. Alright everyone, well I hope you enjoyed going along with the Hershey Story Museum for the first time. Like I said, that was my first time going. I'd never been there before. You know, it's been here for so many years, but now we're gonna go slowly head out. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till then guys, I'm JBH, and of course until the next adventure, I'll see you guys real soon.